First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And right to breaking news this afternoon from Rhode Island. 2 people are dead after a shooting at an ice rink in Pawtucket.
So what we know is the shooting happened during a high school hockey game. News outlets are reporting that 1 person was shot and killed. 4 others were hospitalized. This is a live look at the scene. We're told the suspect is also dead.
The ATF is heading to the scene to assist state and local law enforcement. We're working on getting more information and we'll update you on air and online. But again, 2 people shot. Well, 1 person shot and killed. The suspect also dead today in Pawtucket. All right, first at 4, charges filed in a high school basketball brawl over the weekend, and now the coach is speaking out. Thanks for joining us. First at 4, I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. So we're learning more about that game and the fight that has been all over social media. So police say players, coaches, spectators got into this massive fight on Saturday at Lorain High School.
Yeah, I hate to see this. Now 19 News has learned at least 1 man is facing charges. First at 4, Brittany Weir here now with new information on what led to all of this. Brittany.
Police have arrested 18-year-old J.L. Diaz after a fight here at Lorain High School. The brawl started at a basketball game. Now he's being charged with assault and disorderly conduct. It was chaos on the court. Players from Lorain High School and Rogers High School in Toledo started throwing punches. Coaches and security officers rushed in to break it up. But then spectators ran onto the court, some to help, others to join the fight. According to a police report, 1 adult, 18-year-old J.L. Diaz, ran toward an officer who was restraining a Rogers High School student. Police says Diaz punched the student multiple times while the officer held him. The report then says the student had no way to protect himself. Diaz was arrested and charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Officers took him to Lorain County Jail. Police say more charges could follow once they review all the video. Today, Lorain High's head basketball coach released a statement calling it an unfortunate 34-second moment. He said, "We did not meet our own expectations or live up to the high standard we set for ourselves." He's asking for grace and says the team accepts the consequences. Toledo Public Schools, which oversees Rogers High, says it is investigating and told 19 News, quote, "Appropriate disciplinary action will be taken based on the findings of the investigation." Police tell us they're still working to identify the Rogers High student who was punched and trying to figure out why the fight started in the first place. Diaz appeared in Lorain Municipal Court this morning. He entered a plea of not guilty and is expected back in court next month. In Lorain, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Our warm and beautiful pattern continues this week. We deserve it after everything
Yes,
we've
we
been
do.
through this
19
week.
First Alert Chief Meteorologist. The chief is back there. I'm sorry.
The chief is there.
I didn't
Yeah.
mean to promote you.
He's in.
And it looks like we should be able to melt all that snow that is still on the ground.
Yeah, and there's still some on the beach as well, but it's great to be the bearer of good news
Yes.
after those weeks of shoot the messenger.
Right.
Let's take a look at Edgewater. It has been populated with people walking up and down the shoreline, and a few folks who were foolish enough to do what we've been telling you over and over again. Don't go on the ice. It is just patently unsafe. Headlines. Tomorrow, more clouds and sun, but hey, look at this. Mild highs again in the 50s. Throughout the work week, we're looking at much milder than normal temperatures in the 40s and 50s, emphasis on the 50s. The weekend, though, reality returns, rain, snow, and cold temperatures, so enjoy this stretch. 52 right now downtown and 51 at the airport with south winds helping us out in the temperature department. When they come out of the south, you know they're going to be warm. That's why people go south for the winter. Temperatures across the region as cool as the 40 at Canton, but these are pretty easy to take in the middle of February. In fact, we've passed the midpoint. We make our way into the 9 o'clock hour with still a 44 on the thermometer. So if you have plans to be out and about this evening, you're not going to have any troubles whatsoever. And tomorrow we're back up into the 50s. Again, I'm thinking 54 before the day is done. Coming up, a First Alert Future View, hour by hour, into the weekend.
John, thank you. A huge sinkhole. I mean, so big, it actually swallowed 2 cars and 3 people were hurt.
Yeah, so something else. We told you about this over the weekend. Now, one local city is scrambling to fix the damage, and another water main break has caused that damage. First at 4, Catherine Huntley with the story.
Crews hard at work still fixing a massive mess under a road in Akron.
We've been a city for a couple hundred years, and so a lot of this infrastructure is, it's aging.
Bill Liska lives near the sinkhole on North Howard Street in North Akron. He called 911 Friday night when he noticed it.
There was traffic coming from both directions, and people were starting to come, and I didn't want anybody to get hurt, and I had called 911.
Unfortunately, the city says 2 cars hit the sinkhole, 3 people were hurt. None of the injuries are considered to be life-threatening. Today, work on the sinkhole continues. An Akron spokesperson says the 110-year-old water main that broke was fixed. However, there's existing damage on another pipe. They said in part, "We have crews out there currently working on repairs to the sanitary sewer. Once repairs are complete, we'll make a determination on how to rebuild the road and how much of the pavement will have to be replaced." The city says water main breaks are more common in the winter. Just last week, a pipe burst at Akron General, flooding parts of the hospital. Now the city is using new budget money to fix 11,000 feet of aging pipes. Now, the repairs of the sanitary sewer deep under street level are actually more extensive than the city originally thought. Because of this area of North Howard Street won't reopen until tomorrow. In Akron, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Okay, Catherine, first at 4, police have identified the suspected shooter in a weekend shooting at a motel. This is in Willoughby. This is Eric Banks of Shaker Heights. Police received a report of a gun fire at Skylight Inn on Maple Grove Road Saturday night. When they arrived, they found a man shot in the leg. They took him to University Hospitals by helicopter. They arrested Banks a short time later.
An awning collapsed outside the O'Reilly Auto Parts store. This is the Southgate Shopping Center location in Maple Heights. Firefighters responded for that partial collapse yesterday afternoon. Thankfully, no one was hurt. However, the building department is now working to make sure that awning is stabilized and that the repairs are made safely.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
Well, if you're about to be heading out, first alerting you to bring your shades because you're definitely going to need it with all of this sunshine for your Monday afternoon commute. But how are the roads in terms of crashes and breakdowns? So far, there are none, even slowdowns, hardly seeing them at all. So let me take you through the usual traffic trouble spots so you can see just how good it's faring for yourself. It clearly looks like it's a holiday, perhaps President's Day going on here because there's hardly a car out on the road, and even on the westbound lanes of 90 around Chester Avenue. In 480 and 77, I'm giving you the all clear in all directions there. As for 71 and snow, hardly a car out there, even on the southbound lanes. If you're about to be heading south on 77, no issues to report here. Copy and paste that good news if you're going to be on Route 8 in the Akron area or on 77 around Canton.
Congress is out of town and a deadlock over funding the Department of Homeland Security continues with little progress in negotiations.
So funding ran out over the weekend as Democrats and Republicans debate immigration reform. Karen Kafa with the latest now from Washington.
Border Czar Tom Homan said frozen funding for the Department of Homeland Security won't impact the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operations.
The immigration mission The reason why President Trump was elected to be president continues.
Senate Democrats withheld support of a funding package in the wake of the shooting deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good by federal immigration agents in Minneapolis last month.
We have a rogue agency. Why don't we rein them in? That's what the American people are asking Republicans.
Democrats want reforms, including tighter parameters around search and arrest warrants and requiring immigration and customs enforcement agents to wear body cameras and remove masks.
They are smashing in windows, dragging people out of cars, breaking into people's homes without warrants. We need protection against that.
Republicans note ICE is already funded via last summer's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, and other DHS agencies will feel the shutdown's brunt.
This whole thing about shutting down DHS to prove a point, I think it's political theater, to be honest with you.
Meanwhile, Homan said he's boosted internal affairs personnel in Minnesota to investigate misconduct allegations among immigration enforcement officers.
I said I was bringing in more internal affairs officers to review the allegations, and those allegations are now being investigated.
Most DHS personnel are considered essential, meaning they're on the job but without pay until a funding agreement is reached. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Veterans Park in Menor is closed today so that professional marksmen can cull the deer population. Experienced archers are hunting deer in Veterans Park until sometime tomorrow. The meat is donated to local food banks. Park will be under very strict security while this is being done. All right, well, gas prices could be on the move here in Northeast Ohio just in time for those spring break trips.
Isn't it funny how that always seems to happen? 19 data journalist Dan DeRose is here to explain why.
There's a couple of reasons, specifically when refineries go down. Refineries are what take crude oil and turn it into gasoline. Usually in the springtime, they start to shut down to go through routine maintenance. Every time you take a refinery offline, that starts to tighten up your supply, and that's when you start to see prices go up. Also, when they go through that refinery shutdown, they have to switch to summer gas. You may have heard us talk about summer and winter gas. Summer gas has to have expensive additives put in it because when we have those 95-degree days, that gasoline needs to burn cleaner. So that's why they have to put in additives. Here's a look at the U.S. average for the past year. We've had worse prices, $3.26 a gallon, compared to where we are at about $2.86 a gallon right now. So we're not bad. I'm going to show you Cleveland. I'm going to explain the volatility of Cleveland here in a second. Cleveland's average right now at about $2.78 a gallon. That's not terrible. Again, we've seen worse, as high as $3.38. This volatility, this up and down in Cleveland that you don't see as much of when you look at the national average, this is called price correcting. You get gas stations who are competing against each other, and so they lower their prices and they go back and forth. But then when they have to make that money back up, that's why you can see these sharp increases. So again, we're going to maybe see, according to Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy, prices might start inching up for those reasons. The good news is that a cost of a barrel of oil right now, crude oil, is trading at about $65. Anytime you're at $50 a barrel, good gas prices. Anytime you're at $100 a barrel, terrible gas prices. So we're not anywhere near that at this point.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast, certified most accurate since 2004.
President's Day has seen Boston Mills Brandywine populated with snowboarders mainly, but we've had a few skiers there. Beautiful blue skies, a really deep snowpack. They are enjoying the day out there. We're unseasonably mild overnight, and the warming trend continues into Tuesday, on and off rain and breezy Wednesday. But it's going to be pretty warm on Wednesday as well. So let's walk through it all. As we make our way through Future View, and tomorrow morning, we're still right around 40 degrees, give or take a couple of degrees depending on where you live. Tomorrow afternoon, mid or low to mid 50s. I think we're going to sneak a 54 in at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. We have managed to exceed the models by a couple of degrees over the past couple of days. Wednesday morning, wee hours of the morning, the first round of rain comes in. But still, mid and upper 40s, and then we make our way into the rush hour, and we're still in the upper 40s, but again, these swipes, these periods, these bands of rain will be coming throughout the day on Wednesday. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, look at these temperatures. I think we'll sneak a 57 in on Wednesday afternoon. And then into Wednesday night, we'll pick it up at 5 and see the rain zip on out. Now, we're going to have breezes on Wednesday with some gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be kind of a breezy day, but the breezes coming out of the south are going to help us. Thursday, mainly cloudy, but quiet. And again, we're above average. We're back in the 50s once again. As we make our way to Thursday evening and into the overnight, we start to see the rain arrive, and that'll be an overnight affair. But from the 23rd through the 1st of March, and March isn't that far away, we are going to be in the warm sector of the country. And that will make up for a couple of weeks where we were going, is this thing ever going to end? Here we go. 7 days worth of weather includes that milder day tomorrow with more clouds and sun. 54, a rainy, breezy Wednesday, but we're up to 57. We're talking about showers overnight. You just saw them on Thursday, mid-50s. Showers early in the day on Friday. A seasonable Saturday, 38, 39 is our average high. And then we go to 34 on Sunday with a rain-snow mix. The emphasis, I think, is going to be more on snow than rain. By Monday, that may be an optimistic number, that 29. So we're in for another cold spell here. Winter is not done with us yet.
All right, now on to our top 4 at 4. Investigators searching for Nancy Guthrie are now reviewing surveillance video from Walmarts in the Tucson, Arizona area.
So they believe the suspect's backpack, mask, clothes were all purchased from a Walmart in that area. The Pima County Sheriff says Walmart has handed over purchase records pertaining to that backpack, that mask, including names going back several months. Meantime, the FBI announced that it's entering DNA recovered from a pair of gloves that the New York Post photographed near the crime scene into its database.
All right, at least 5 people were hurt when a reported avalanche derailed a train in the Swiss Alps today. One person was taken to the hospital. The others were treated right there at the scene. The rest of the 29 people on board were evacuated by bus to another train stop.
Growing fallout from the Epstein files, at least 10 countries are now investigating lawmakers and businessmen, their ties to Jeffrey Epstein, including Great Britain, Norway, and the Emirates. Here at home, Columbus businessman Les Wexner will be deposed by a congressional committee on Wednesday. The FBI labeled him a co-conspirator in a 2019 internal document. Wexner has denied any criminal allegations.
China, Vietnam, and other East Asian countries are celebrating the Lunar New Year. In Vietnam, fireworks could be seen in the night sky across the country. The Lunar New Year is the most important annual holiday in China and other East Asian countries with large Chinese communities. It's a time for reunions with relatives, friends, big meals. Each year is associated with one of the 12 signs of the Chinese zodiac. This year marks the year of the horse.
Breaking at this hour, Cleveland police have arrested 2 teens in connection with the murder of a Lyft driver last Tuesday. 27-year-old Vasil Shvets was found dead in his car on East 84th after it crashed into a dumpster. So police traced the Lyft order to an account in Phoenix, Arizona, then to 2 17-year-old boys. Those teens were arrested after a warrant this morning, a search warrant. Police also found 2 guns on the property.
Cleveland Browns safety Ronnie Hickman is recovering at home after an assault in New York. The Browns spokesman confirmed that Hickman from Ohio State was the victim of an assault outside a New York City hotel early this morning. Hickman, we're told, was treated for minor injuries at a New York hospital after evidently being jumped, and the New Jersey native is now home resting with his family. We do not know if anyone at this point has been arrested.
Sad news today. Oscar-winning actor Robert Duvall has died. According to a statement sent by his public relations agency on behalf of his wife, Duvall died peacefully at his home in Virginia on Sunday. Duvall had an acclaimed screen career. It spanned 6 decades. He was best known for The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, many other tough guy roles. Robert Duvall was 95 years old.
Well, it is a race against time when someone is shot and bleeding out. Now some local paramedics are bringing life-saving blood to victims before they ever reach the hospital.
So this is all part of a new program recently launched by the Elyria Fire Department. 19 investigator Mike Mason has the story.
When someone is shot and bleeding, every drop, every second counts.
While we're talking, there could be a situation where we're required. It's absolutely a game changer.
We're talking about blood. Elyria firefighters Chad Arkaba and Michael Eichenlaub also work as tactical paramedics. 19 Investigates was there when they launched a new initiative designed to bring blood to wherever it's needed the most.
Beginning today, we're ready to go out. We're ready to administer blood if needed.
Elyria and Cleveland are the only 2 cities in the state that have medics who can give transfusions right in the field. University Hospital stores the blood for Elyria. It's there whenever the police department's special response team faces a potentially dangerous situation. Medics will pick up the bags of blood, put them in this cooler, and bring them right to the scene.
So if there's a barricaded suspect, a hostage situation, something like that, we can activate the system. We handle, high-risk search warrants.
Because there's a high risk that somebody could get shot.
Definitely a high risk in those kind of situations that we would be needing the blood products, yes.
Transfusions can now be on hand and ready before police even begin their operation.
Like any planned search warrants or planned operations, we'll give them the lead time, and we go pick up our blood products, and which is O negative.
O negative is the universal donor type. When people are wounded, they typically don't receive blood until reaching the hospital.
They will give the 1 to 2 units of blood prior to whole blood and moving on to stabilize the patient. This allows us to give that in the field, so when they get to the emergency room, they're able to get the definitive care that they need. It really speeds up the process for them.
And if we can get it to them pre-hospital, that's just going to save lives. Because blood is definitely the future of trauma.
Elyria firefighters launched this program on February 1st. The department now has 5 medics that are specially trained to give transfusions right in the field. Mike Mason, 19 News.
Well, you can look for more on this story on our weekly 19 Investigates show, hosted by our very own Brian Duffy, streaming on 19 News Plus. You can download the app for free on your Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV device. 19 Investigates streams every Thursday at 6:30 on 19 News Plus.